Massive Mornings with Penny, weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m.
How have you managed, through it all, to just continue be positive, Yvonne? I mean, you made an example of how what Ray used to say, and I'm sure a lot of other people used to say, Yvonne, this thing is not gonna last. In your Kente, speaking your English, traveling the world.
I mean, I went to school. Fundile me. Whilst I was singing, I went to university. Yeah.
So all of that is what helped you, maintain your brand, stay who you are, continue to be the woman, because you're a very tough woman.
I don't know. All I know is that I get what I want, and I work for what I want, and I have my feet very firm on the ground.
Yeah.
And the little money that I have, I make it work for me. Because that's very important. And I invest my money because you may never know what will happen tomorrow. People always say tomorrow will cater for itself. Tomorrow will never cater for itself. And now with COVID as well,
it has taught us that.
It has really taught us that.
Yeah.
And whilst we are talking and talking about women power and women in high positions, we shouldn't forget those women who are incarcerated, the women who are in prison, the women who are in hospital.
Rural women.
They need us. Rural women who are constantly being segregated and so disenfranchised. Those things are still happening today. That's why when I have a platform, whether it's at the UN or at the AU, I make sure that we have to acknowledge that women are a nation nurturing and strong.
What does it take, or what would it take, for a lot more women? And I know they're coming in numbers, and then you've seen the change over the years, because getting to those places, influencing at the UN, at the AU, it takes a lot of work on the ground and dedication. But from your experience, if a young woman says that's how far I want to go, what do they have to do?
Well, how far you want to go, you have to do something about it. Other people aspire to do things and they sit and they think things are going to come to them. No, you have to do the work. And then people, I've always said, I do what I love best. I get paid for singing, just like Tiger Woods. He gets paid for playing golf.
Yeah.
So whilst I'm singing, you're given this platform, then do something about it. And without expectations. So do everything. You can be famous and whatever, and the good things will then follow you. So that's exactly what I've been doing. I mean, from 1987, when I thought it looks like there's longevity here, I started working with the Orlando Children's Home. We used to take those kids over the weekend because Mangwe used to say, Tiny Yvonne, take these kids and give them a home, because these were abandoned girls. So we'll have kids all over the house over the weekend and just give them that sense of being at home.
Yeah.
And Monday morning we'd take them back to Orlando Children's Home. And then I worked with the SOSs, just to go there and see what was happening.
Yeah.
And then when I started
those are the children villages, yes.
Those are the children's villages. And when I traveled to Uganda and Kenya and all those places, and Zimbabwe, there's a place called Chirinyazo. It was a home which had been started by Mama Seli. Seli was Mugabe's first wife. Yes. And I went to Uganda. There was a place called Taso Mulago. That was my very first experience with people with HIV. I'd never seen, I've heard about it, and this is in 1989. And I have a lot of respect for President Museveni and his wife, because they were supporting Taso Mulago and all those people, and they made sure that people do not stay in these homes. They are in their homes being HIV positive, but they were being visited and being encouraged to do work. And so you could be HIV and I wouldn't know. And I think that's how it should be, because when you go to the clinic, they know she's HIV positive. We need a one-stop shop where you and I can just go, and you don't know what is what. You could be having cancer, she's got HIV, I've got Ebola, but you know what? At the end of the day, you can't have a person here and say, here it's AIDS, here it's malaria, and we need a one-stop shop. We are talking about a whole human being here. That's why it's imperative that medication, there are no shortages of medication. I travel a lot as a Goodwill ambassador working with the UN. You find people going to clinics or healthcare centers, there's no medication. People, healthcare workers work under terrible conditions as well. So I'm pleading to our African leaders. I'm pleading. Asingalali masifike nyo.
Must figure New York.
Asingala must figure AU.
Yeah.
Let's go there and fight and make sure
And
that
do-
our people know what is happening. And when you say the people shall govern, let them govern.
Let them
give them everything that they want. Level the playing field for them. There is no wealth without health and education.
There you have it. The Goodwill Ambassador has spoken. So, Ma, also one of the things that I admire about you, okay, I thought I was going to have only boys. You've raised boys. In the times that we're in, we're talking gender-based violence, we're talking, just a lot of like unprogressive things about men generally. Making sure that our men come to the party in regards to where we are. In our country, we're facing gender-based violence and femicide, corporate culture, rape culture, women's movement or progress in industries, obviously being limited, men being in control. How do we raise young men who are allies by the true actions, not just by saying I'm an ally, and then we find out that they spiked girls' strings, and things like that. How do we help our young men to come to that place? But at the same time, how can we get this conversation going so that we don't find ourselves where we are right now as a nation? Because gender-based violence and femicide is a pandemic on its own.
Gender-based violence, exactly. That's where I was going to. You've stolen words out of my mouth. Gender-based violence and femicide and young girls and older women and grannies for that matter, which is taboo. And with older women, it looks like it only happens in South Africa. Bazothi loya gogo uyaloya. Kanti loya gogo wamamela uyihlo nonyoko ukuthi izinsuku zakho zande ezweni. And nina sanimbona una 90 senithi uyaloya. Kanti she did listen to her parents, and that's why God has given her more days.
Yeah.
And then young people will then start killing this old woman. And remember, because there's dementia as well, ugogo uzogeza aphume endlini angagqokanga because ukhohliwe, it's dementia. Bese bathi simbambile umthakathi and all those things.
Yeah.
So we need to start educating our communities and with mothers, us at home as well. We must stop treating boys different from girls. I don't have time for that. Uyavuka mina kwami. You see Tiny knows. Mangivuke eqala, uTiny avuke emuva. Kufanele andlule umbhede. Silele siyithule. Ubani ozondlula. Silele siyithule. So he knows. He's so trained. Noma ungatshela ukuthi mara wenzi uzami.
Yeah.
Because then I'm in the kitchen making breakfast or whatever, and like this morning, Tiny woke up early to go to that other radio station. So he woke up early. I took out my clothes last night. He took his out. He goes there. He irons for both of us. That's how it should be done.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm married for 31 years, guys. Otherwise, I would not. Begezela must never beg again. Must never. And it's us parents who always tells our child, "Hi, begezela." Begezela was ukuthi lo muntu wenza rubbish. No, you can't begezela. Marriage, it's about loving each other, respecting each other, knowing each other, tolerating one another. And you don't come into a marriage because you want to change somebody. No, you don't change anybody, but you then cooperate to make one, and there'll always be tiffs here and there. That is okay. I sleep a lot. Tiny doesn't wake me up. I wake up when I want to. I love cooking, and you know that. But I cook when I want to. I'm forstwang. Omnye nomnye nezandla nithe 50-50. Omnye nomnye nezandla. Ngiyaphaka mina. If I said we're having dinner at 7 and he's not there at 7, magabuya fanele gathatha ukudla kwakhe azifakele microwave nazilethele azibekele. Mina fanele ngitataze ngama tray. Akidikeni tseu mara ngizozigeza izitsha, ngizozigeza izitsha, ngizom'ayinela makufuneka ngiayine. I'll become a mother. I'll do all the things that mothers do. Who said women should be trampled upon? Remember, we were taken out of a man's rib to be loved, to be cherished, to be respected, to be protected, and to be guarded. Not to be maimed, not to be abused, not to be trampled upon. This is what we have to teach our boy child. I always ask my boys, would you marry an ugly girl? Ugly, but onengqondo or smart? Or will you marry a slay queen? Esingazi ukuthi blonde no yellow yini.
Uthini mfumo umbuza kanjani?
Oh, abo chunky lapha. Angas ukuthi.
I love.
So for me, it's about love.
Love, yes.
It's about love. It's about respect. It's about you educating each other.
Yeah.
You know, and so for me, really, I will never choose.
Yeah.
If Mfumu came with a boy and say, "Here is Peter,"
yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
I must love him and
yes.
respect him for that.
Yes.
I mustn't want things that I failed to do from my children.
Yeah.
If Temba came with Peter, that's okay. It's their life.
Yeah.
God will only judge these people. So another thing that we have to do, we need to love each other. It doesn't matter. God does not have stepchildren.
Yeah.
You are gay, you are straight, you are a woman, we are all God's children.
Yeah.
And ninabantu basemhlabeni ngithanda kabi ukujudge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our time is up, and you know I can go on with you. And this is not really an interview; it's a conversation, really. And we've learned so much, we've picked so much, and thank you so much for sharing with us about about your life, because the examples. People, we want to hear about that. We want to see that it's possible. I love you so much. Thank you for being the inspiration that you are. Because mina ngeke ngishade until ngithola nje oyenza lezi zinto upapathaina.
Fanele siyobafuna mntanami abasekho. Mara ke nifuna ukublesswa. You don't want to bless yourselves. Nifuna ukublesswa. Nizothi shu, nizolu. Mina ngiblesswa, mina bless myself.
Okay, on that blessed note, 2 million congratulations. No, whose song is this? Buster 99. Okay, congratulations, Tabile. Your song won. Buster 99. Okay. We can't play the song because we're out of time. And obviously it's because we had Mam'Yvonne in studio. Zanel is up next, giving us the latest stories making headlines. We're going to take a picture with Mam'Yvonne after the news, and then that's how we wrap up the show. Thank you so much. God bless you. Condolences to you on the loss of your friend.
All the calls
are coming in, and I know we've all suffered so much loss, and you've lost a lot of close friends recently. Please look after yourself.
Thank you. And those who are listening, 1 o'clock South African time, 12 o'clock South African time, you must all log on WHO's website. We'll be there with the head of WHO. So
I forgot. So she's got an online radio station called Woman Radio. Yes. Please check it out, guys. Please check it out. And that's the new project. That's the new baby that she's working on.
I just want Massiv Radio to know that I'm taking all these girls to Woman Radio because we are well organized men, for we are the station for women by women with women. Siyabathatha uzothi shu wena mzekeze.
Massiv Mornings with Penny, weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m.